I was born with a unique gift, a slander rebound system. Any lie told about me boomeranged back onto the liar. When I was 12, a girl at school spread a rumor that I stole jewelry from teachers' purses. The next day, security caught her stuffing diamond earrings into her backpack during a parent fundraiser. In high school, a boy claimed I ran an anonymous account posting edited nudes of students. By morning, his own face was attached to dozens of fake accounts and his parents were dragged into a police investigation. By college, nobody dared gossip about me anymore. Until I returned to the Sterling family. The family who lost me years ago had already replaced me with another daughter, Vanessa Sterling. The moment I stepped into the mansion, Vanessa wrapped herself around my arm with practiced sweetness. "Big sister," she cooed. "I heard you've had a difficult life outside. Some people even said you had a child with a prison inmate." Father's face darkened instantly. "A child?" he barked. "Is that true?" Vanessa quickly covered her mouth. "Oh no, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it." I looked at her calmly. Lying has consequences. Instead of stopping, she pressed harder. She was living in a terrible neighborhood, Vanessa sighed sadly. People there said strange men came and went from her apartment all the time. Mother's expression crumbled in disappointment. Father slammed his hand against the table. "How shameless can you be?" Vanessa lowered her eyes modestly, playing the understanding daughter perfectly. "I still want to support my sister," she whispered, "even if she made mistakes." I almost admired her acting. Almost. Then the rebound began. Vanessa suddenly gagged violently. Mother rushed to her side. "Vanessa? What's wrong?" I tilted my head slightly. "That looks a lot like morning sickness." Vanessa's eyes widened in panic. "How dare you accuse me?" she snapped. Father glared at me immediately. "Stop trying to drag your sister down with you." I smiled faintly. "I'm only worried." The next morning, Mother insisted on bringing in a private doctor. Vanessa nearly cried trying to refuse. Unfortunately for her, the doctor arrived anyway. After the examination, the entire family gathered in the sitting room waiting for the results. The doctor adjusted his glasses awkwardly. "Miss Vanessa is pregnant." The room froze. Mother nearly fainted. Father shot to his feet. "Impossible." Vanessa burst into tears instantly. "It's wrong. The test is wrong." The doctor hesitated. "There's something else." Simon, my older brother, frowned. "What?" The doctor cleared his throat carefully. "She appears to have been secretly taking fertility hormones for several months." Vanessa's crying stopped abruptly. I leaned back into the sofa slowly. "Interesting. That wasn't part of the rebound." Father stared at Vanessa in horror. "Why would you need fertility treatments?" Vanessa's face went pale white. Simon immediately stepped in front of her protectively. "Enough. She's stressed." But I noticed it. The way Vanessa avoided looking at Simon. The way Simon's hand lingered on her shoulder too long. And suddenly a horrifying possibility formed in my head. A few nights later, the Sterling Charity Gala arrived. Vanessa wore white silk and fake innocence. Halfway through the event, she grabbed the microphone with trembling hands. "I didn't want to expose my sister publicly," she announced tearfully, "but Celine has been threatening me ever since she came home." The crowd gasped. "She said she'd destroy this family if Father didn't give her control of the company." System alert. Slander detected. Rebound initiated. Vanessa's expression flickered. Then suddenly she blurted. "Simon said he'd leave the family for me anyway." Silence. Complete silence. Vanessa slapped both hands over her mouth in terror. Simon went deathly pale. Father blinked slowly. "What?" "I didn't mean." But the rebound wasn't finished. Words started spilling from Vanessa uncontrollably. "We were careful. Nobody was supposed to know." Simon said once the baby was born we could say it belonged to some overseas boyfriend. Mother let out a strangled scream. Simon grabbed Vanessa violently. "Stop talking." "I can't." Vanessa sobbed hysterically. "I can't stop." The guests stared in horrified fascination as the Sterling family imploded in real time. Father lunged at Simon with murder in his eyes. "You disgusting animal." Meanwhile, reporters swarmed the ballroom entrance like sharks smelling blood. Flashes exploded everywhere. Vanessa collapsed crying onto the stage. Simon tried dragging her away while screaming at security. And through all the chaos, I simply stood there calmly holding my champagne glass. Then Vanessa suddenly looked up at me with hatred burning in her swollen eyes. "This is your fault," she shrieked. "You ruined us." I met her gaze evenly. "No," I said softly. The Sterling family collapsed faster than anyone expected. The scandal from the gala spread across every news station by sunrise. Incest rumors, secret pregnancy, fertility drugs, corporate corruption. The Sterling name became a public joke overnight. Father tried to contain it. He fired servants, threatened reporters, paid millions to bury stories, but every attempt only made things worse. The more lies he told, the harder the system rebounded. When he publicly claimed the gala footage was AI manipulation, security recordings leaked online showing him bribing journalists and assaulting an editor in his office. The company board removed him 3 days later. 2 weeks after that, investigators uncovered years of tax fraud hidden inside Sterling Group accounts. Father had spent decades building his empire. He lost it in a month. The final blow came when his longtime mistress appeared during a live press conference holding the hand of a teenage boy who looked exactly like him. "Tell your wife about your second family," she said. Father suffered a stroke on camera before he could answer. He survived. Unfortunately for him, half his face remained paralyzed, and every time he tried to speak clearly, his words came out slurred and broken. The man who built his life controlling others couldn't even command his own mouth anymore. Mother never recovered from the gala. At first she insisted Vanessa had been manipulated. Then the DNA test confirmed the baby belonged to Simon. After that, she stopped leaving her room. Servants whispered she spent hours staring into mirrors muttering about curses and punishment. Eventually she became obsessed with appearances again. Only now it was desperation. She secretly underwent multiple cosmetic surgeries trying to restore the family dignity. The procedures went horribly wrong. An infection spread through the tissue in her face, leaving one side stiff and uneven. The tabloids called her the melted socialite. She tried suing them. Then audio leaked of her calling Vanessa damaged blood. After that, even high society abandoned her. Simon's downfall was the ugliest. Once the scandal broke, police reopened several sealed complaints involving violence, bribery, and intimidation against former employees. Turns out Simon had spent years threatening people for the family. One of those people finally talked. Then another. Then dozens. Women accused him of coercion. Former staff exposed his abuse. Business partners revealed illegal deals. The Sterling heir became a criminal investigation. But prison wasn't what destroyed him. Vanessa did. The moment she realized he couldn't protect her anymore, she turned on him completely. She released private messages, voice recordings, videos. Every disgusting secret Simon ever trusted her with became public. When police finally came to arrest him, they found him drunk in his penthouse surrounded by shredded photographs of Vanessa. He laughed the entire time they dragged him away. By the time the trial ended, he was sentenced to 27 years. 3 months into prison, another inmate recognized him from the news. The former golden heir of the Sterling family left the prison infirmary missing 6 teeth and permanently blind in one eye. As for Vanessa, her ending was the cruelest. Because unlike the others, she understood exactly what was happening to her. Every lie she told slowly became her reality. She accused me of being a whore. Within weeks, explicit videos deep-faked with her face flooded the internet, so convincingly nobody believed they were fake. She accused me of trapping men with pregnancy. She became nationally infamous for carrying her own brother's child. She accused me of being manipulative and power-hungry. The public turned her into the symbol of female deceit online. Every accusation wrapped around her throat like chains. But the worst part came after the baby was born. The child looked exactly like Simon. There was no denying it anymore. No amount of money or PR could save her. People spat at her in public. Women crossed the street when they saw her. Even influencers used her name as slang for psycho. One night, months later, Vanessa appeared outside my penthouse during a thunderstorm. Disheveled. Completely broken. She begged to come inside. You win, she whispered. Please make it stop. I looked at her quietly. I can't. Tears streamed down her face. Please, Celine. I'll never lie again. That's the problem, I replied softly. The system already knows who you are now. She stared at me in horror. Then she laughed. Not normally. Not sanely. Just this cracked, empty sound, like her mind had finally snapped under the weight of everything she'd become. The next morning, headlines announced Vanessa Sterling had disappeared. Some people claimed she fled the country. Others said they saw her wandering the city talking to herself. Nobody